Welcome to Lifting Leaders Podcast, where we are unleashing leader possibilities to make a better world. I'm Crystal Roberts, and together with Trisha Ryan, we're diving deeper into some of the complexities of the world's most critical challenges and exploring innovative ways of navigating through them.
Through interviews with experts and leaders just like you, we're exploring what it takes to thrive as a leader today and examining new ways of thinking about how to creatively lead into a more equitable, socially responsible, and sustainable future. And the future starts now.
Hi, Trisha. How are you?
I am on cloud 9.
Me too.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because we're in Spokane,
Washington.
which is beautiful.
Yeah.
And we're at the OD International Conference.
Yes, we are.
And we are done with our presentation.
We did a presentation, our very first presentation on a very important topic called hope.
Yes.
And it was our first time ever standing in front of a full house. We had the largest ballroom.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to say back up because, man, when we went to check out the room the night before, and
scary.
It was huge. And it was a stage. It was a huge stage.
Yeah.
And all these tables, and it was like completely not what we expected. We thought we were going to be in a classroom.
Yeah, it was actually, we thought we were going to be in a bedroom because I totally misunderstood it. BR is ballroom, not bedroom. And so we got to the venue, and they basically, it's 2 ballrooms. They took out the middle wall. And when we saw that, I think we both got pretty nervous. We came back to our hotel after going through that heck. And all of a sudden, I noticed on your face, Crystal, that you were totally nervous. And I think you noticed on my face that I was absolutely overwhelmed. It was like, I don't know what we're doing. We must have gone through our script,
3 times.
Yeah. Seemed like it, and we kept rewriting and tearing things apart and rewriting, and it was a really good exercise in total angst.
But you know what was fun was we actually drew on the words. We got some inspiration from our guest last week, Carla Andrazik, who wrote, her book just came out, wrote the book about try, don't try.
Mm-hmm. Stop trying.
Stop trying, that's right. Stop trying. And we said, you know what? We're not going to just say we're going to try and do a good job. We're going to do a fabulous job.
Yes.
And we did.
Well, I must admit that when we said that last night, because we both are resolved not to say the word TRY anymore, right? And so as we were saying, we are going to be great tomorrow. And I just kind of crossed my fingers and behind my back and thought, oh, I hope so. I wouldn't want to let anybody down. But we got up this morning, and for me, it felt different. It kind of felt like we had gone through as much as we could go through. It was going to be okay. It was like the fear was gone, and it was just resolve. We need to move forward. So that felt really good. And that was a big lesson for me, because I've never spoken in front of that many people on a stage in a ballroom about a topic that we know very well, but that we've never tested with an audience before.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was so much fun. One thing that helped me too was I was really intentional about setting an intention for the presentation, that I really wanted to make sure that we had fun and enjoyed that moment. And also, because we've worked really hard.
Yes,
we've worked really hard to get there. And that we left people hopeful, that people would walk out of the room talking about it and would carry on some of these questions that we have been studying in their own way and start hopeful conversations. And we know, because people came up to us afterwards, that, yeah, they did have a little bit of fun. And they were talking about hope and how to be more hopeful. And it was exciting to see that message spread.
It's interesting because I think we would have been happy if at the end of the session people did that, but they didn't just do it then. We had people stopping us when we were walking around. We had people come up to us as we were going into our next sessions. People stopped and talked to us. We've had people ask us if they could talk to us this week while we're here.
Yeah.
And they want to unpack things that we've said. And that's so encouraging. And then we got a lot of good feedback from other speakers who, said that we rocked it. We kind of rocked the house. And it felt so good to have people who probably do this a lot more than we do come in and say that we did a good job. It felt really natural. We kind of got off script a little bit sometimes, but it worked.
Yeah.
It worked really well. So I'm really proud of you, and I'm really proud of me.
I'm really proud of us too, just to conquer that fear and to get our message out there. And now that first one's behind us, and we're really looking forward to what's to come.
I think it's going to be a lot more fun going forward, because now that we've done it and we found out that we didn't melt and we did not internally combust.
Yeah.
Although this morning when I got up, I did sort of feel like we were about to eat a frog.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about that, you're going to have to probably listen to the previous episode.
Yep. So the other things that we did today, we thought we'd share a little bit about some of the things that inspired us as we think about hope, brought hope to us as well. And we had this really amazing musician come and talk, Gary Muzinski. And it was funny, he told us, he said, hey, he's Polish, and that in Polish, that means music on skis. I thought it was so cute. But we got to listen to a little bit of his music. His focus was music and the power to transform teams, relationships, and organizations. It was really fun. One of the quotes that he had for us was, when a complex system is far from equilibrium, small islands of coherence in a sea of chaos have the capacity to shift the entire system to a higher order. And I really love that, because I was thinking about the people that we spoke with today, the audience. They are those small islands of coherence.
Yes.
Yeah. And that quote is actually from Laia Pergoni, who's a Nobel Prize winning chemist. I'm sure I'm not saying that right, but I loved that. We actually learned that also in our hope survey, that it is the small things where people find hope. Yeah.
I found him fascinating, and I do want to learn something from him, because for me, it's really important that we incorporate music into whatever we do, and to have him bring that to organizational development. I know a lot of people in the room appreciated it. They probably have thought of it before themselves or have done something in that vein. But the exercises he put us through were amazingly simple and wonderful. I just felt like he would do something with music and it would make me feel like I understood the concepts better. Just the exercise with the tubes. They had different sized tubes, and each tube had a different tone to it. And it's just plastic tubes, and you just beat it on your hand. And he actually had us doing, the different sized tubes. He would pull each different one in at a different time. And the whole room was at some point playing a song.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. But to me, that was a wonderful way to start the day with, right after breakfast, just kind of get everybody grounded and feeling good and centered before the day started. So they've done a good job of that here. Yeah,
for sure. And aligned and connected, which was part of the outcome of that. So that everybody was part of this orchestra.
That's right.
Yeah, on the same beat. Yeah, it was wonderful. And then we got to hear from Judith Katz and Fred Miller, who are legends essentially in the OD world.
Yes, they are.
And they have written a new book called Agency, and we bought it. I can't wait to read it. But one of the things that I wanted to share with our listeners was their definition of agency, which is what this whole book is about. I thought it was just so powerful. So I'm going to read that. Their definition of agency is ensuring all people of all roles, levels, tenure, and identities have the power, influence, and voice to make choices and decisions related to their jobs and the betterment of the organization.
Yes. I loved their word betterment.
Me too.
Instead of change, instead of improve, it was betterment. It was just something that took a little bit of the sting out for people who resist change, right? And change is something that happens 24/7, 365, right? But the word change has a weird connotation for some people, a lot of people, and especially leaders and their teams sometimes. Like, I don't want another change. I can't do another one. So instead of a change, Fred was talking about, let's talk about your betterment. And I thought, whoa, that actually changed the whole topic a little bit for me. It was like, I think I could use that word.
Yeah.
I think I could get people to listen to that word.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's a great shift. Mm-hmm. And it helps people sort of open up and listen in a different way and kind of get engaged in a different way. So we'll be sharing more about that. And who knows, if we're lucky, we could maybe get them on the podcast.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Crossing my fingers on that.
We have met a few people today that I think would be wonderful podcast guests. I think they would be very informative, and certainly they have the warmth and everything that we love to have the good conversation, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then we ended the day with a really interesting process that we've both used in our OD practices. It's been around for many years, and we were able to hear from one of the founders, Juanita Brown, who is an activist, an OD professional, and it's the tool of World Café.
And, some of our listeners may have done this before. World Café is really like taking a topic or some kind of focus, and they may put around a room. Often, I know I've done this before, where around the room there might be 6 or 8 sticky pads up on the wall, and there will be a question associated with it. And those questions typically are interrelated somehow. And so what you do is a small group of people will go stand by or sit at a table and talk about that question and what it means and how it resonates with them and what good does it do and what could you use that for? What could you do with it? And then they move. They call it a World Café because at some point they say, okay, now move to the next.
Yeah.
And you go around, and once you've gone through the whole cycle of hitting all the different sticky pads and the questions, then they do like a discussion at a table to bring it all together, and then a report out. But it's a wonderful way for, it's a different way to look at like a deeper level of brainstorming in some ways, and or even strategizing. It's a great way to do that. Yeah,
and to get all people involved.
Yes.
Yeah, and to have all voices be heard equally. I love that. And it's been, when I've used it in my practice, it's been so successful, both because amazing ideas come out of it, but also people come away more connected to the people in the room because they've had a chance to really have some deep conversation. And that kind of connection lasts outside of that one activity.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Well, and even when people don't know each other very well, they may be in the same business, they may be in the same organization, but all of a sudden maybe they've never worked together, but they've been in this exercise. And it can be a month later. If you see that person, you're going to remember where you met them. You're going to remember what you did, right?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful way to make connection.
Yeah. So that's just the first day, the first day of the conference. So we are dropping a little bit late for this week's episode, but we wanted to share with you and celebrate with you our win, our first foray out into the world with this hope study. And we really want to share what we talked about but not today. We're going to share it with you in the podcast on the days coming forward.
Yeah, I think that we'll do that, and we may have to actually do it in a couple of episodes because it's a lot.
Yeah.
But I think I can still say, even if we don't give away the plot, I think we can still say thank you, because we would not have been able to do what we did today without our listeners. It would never have happened.
Yeah.
And so I'm just truly grateful right now that we have listeners who are supportive and continue to listen to us.
Yeah.
And we hope that you will continue to listen to us. And when you don't hear what you want to hear, please let us know what you do want to hear.
Yeah.
Because we'll talk about it. You know us.
Yeah. And we hope that maybe we gained a few new listeners. So if you're new and have been at the conference with us, thanks for joining us. We're excited to have you part of this community as we unleash leader possibilities to make a better world. I wanted to leave people with the closing question, at least while we were there for the World Café, because I thought it was such a good question. And maybe our listeners might want to journal on this or have a conversation. So the question was, given these times and the personal calls that we feel, what is the courageous question I must ask myself now?
It's a much deeper question than it initially sounds.
Yeah.
And I think it took a few moments for everybody to process before they started offering, what their question would be, their next question, right?
Yeah.
To me, that was really a heart builder for me today. Yeah. I really enjoyed that part of the exercise. It's not often that we get a chance to use tools that we use on others.
Yeah, that's right. We get to be the participants.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. And we met so many wonderful people already just in the first day. We're here for a couple more days. And so we'll share some insights of those in the coming weeks as well.
Yes, we will. I'm feeling full right now, but I'm also exhausted. I don't know about you.
Oh,
but
yeah, already.
It's been a day.
Yeah.
And it's only the first day.
And we're off to dinner to do some more connection with other OD folks from the conference.
Yes.
So we're going to sign off here. This, we know it's a short one, but more to come.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for us to get back and talk to you again.
So let's keep the conversation going. If you have questions or comments about the show, you can find us on all our social media channels at lifting_leaders. We have so many exceptional podcast episodes coming up with more fantastic guests. So be sure to subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. If you know someone who would find this episode inspiring, share it with them, text them, email them, or take a screenshot and share it on your Instagram and tag us at lifting_leaders. If you'd like to know more about us, our guests, or the show, please go to our website at liftingleaderspodcast.com. You'll find our show notes there as well. If you're looking for help in developing your leaders or would like a growth opportunity yourself through leader coaching, please contact us through our website. Thank you to Ari Chance Roberts for his technical support of our show. Finally, please take 30 seconds and follow us. It helps you because you never miss an episode, and it helps us because you never miss an episode. To follow us, go to Lifting Leaders Podcast Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, or wherever you listen. Then just tap the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner or click on follow. While you're there, if you're willing to give us a 5-star rating and review and share the episode with a friend, we'd be so grateful. Thank you, Trisha, for being my partner in all of Lifting Leaders Podcast.
Thank you, Crystal. I love being your partner.
And many thanks to you, our listeners. We appreciate you. Find ways every day to lift each other up. Have a fantastic week.